Here. I'm happy to have you here. My name is Joy, and I just recently moved to Dubai, and I am loving it. So I'm a gut health coach. I'm a biohacker. I'm an adventurer. Been to so many countries, done a lot of cool things. But my main focus right now is helping people heal their gut in the most simple, basic, and affordable ways. So I want everybody to put a fist in the air for me right now. Put your fist up. All right, I want you to hold up a finger if you've felt any kind of bloating in the last couple weeks. Put another finger up if you've had any kind of like inflammation and maybe your rings don't fit, maybe your clothes are fitting tighter. Put a finger up if you've had any kind of bowel movement issues, constipation, IBS, stuck, okay? Put a finger up if you've had brain fog, mid-afternoon crashes, low energy. And put a finger up if you've had any kind of that hangry feeling, like you have to eat or else you are going to faint. All right, keep your fingers up, I wanna see. All right, look around the room, guys. Everybody here is dealing with a leaky gut problem. Okay, so what is leaky gut? I want you to think about leaky gut. Okay, so this is the barrier of my gut wall, okay? If these are all soldiers here to keep out the bad bacteria, the pathogens from coming into our bloodstream, but all of a sudden we have environmental toxins, we have a round of antibiotics, we eat a lot of processed foods. All of a sudden these soldiers, they get knocked down, right? And all of a sudden that bad bacteria comes through and it starts causing chronic inflammation in our body. And what is the new type 3 diabetes? It's Alzheimer's, right? All diseases begins with chronic inflammation. So my goal is to help you guys lower your inflammation, lower your toxicity levels, and lower your insulin levels, your blood sugar levels. If we can control those three things, everybody in here is gonna live a long, healthy, amazing life. How do we do that? We're in the most incredible conference right now with all of these red light therapies and blood marker things and DNA tests. So where do you start? Which one do you choose first? Even for me, I'm like, do I go red light? Do I go grounding mat? Like, what do I do? I want to talk to you guys about how we can have food be the medicine. What if we just started with looking at our diet rather than what blood work test do I get done? What other red light, like, all of it. Let's just look at our food. So the presentation that I wanted to have it's not working at all. Okay. The presentation that I wanted to have with you today was my 10 top hacks on how we can biohack our health, honestly. Okay. So hack number 1, raise your hands if you've ever tried any form of intermittent fasting. Great, we got Ramadan coming up. I hope you guys are gonna be pros at this, okay? But there's a lot of the do's and the don'ts that I wanna go over. So intermittent fasting, whether it is a 10-hour fast, a 12-hour, who's on a 72-hour fast or longer here? Raise your hands. Cool, a couple of you guys. Great, okay. Fasting is one of the most magical ways that we can heal our gut. I call it Botox for your body. It is literally anti-aging, cellular repair. It's all of the things that we need to repair our gut lining, but the problem is, we eat constantly. And this was my story. I still am a sugar addict. I'm a recovering sugar addict. I had such a bad sugar addiction that I was known as Hangry Joy. I was Sugar Tooth Joy, but I was an athlete. So I was never super fat, but I had issues so badly that if I didn't eat, I would pass out on the floor. So food controlled my life. I wouldn't leave the house without carrying a bag full of snacks because I was too afraid to be somewhere without food around me, right? Because you don't want to be, I see the hands. We don't want to be labeled as the hangry friend. It's not cute, right? It's not cute. So fasting has given me food freedom because now I can realize I can go 48, 72 hours, no food. And in fact, I feel more energized and more alive than when I was eating constantly every couple hours. So here are some great hacks for you. Number 1, the way you break your fast is just as important as the fast itself. Okay, so how we break this fast is really important. Number one, bone broth. I love that Hadil is out here with the broth lab. Bone broth has proline and glycine. These are 2 amino acids that we need that are really soothing on our gut lining. So start by breaking your fast with any kind of bone broth. Something warm, a warm soup, a warm tea, something. Okay, this is gonna get our digestive enzymes going. Step 2, have some semi-steamed or sauteed vegetables. You wanna send fiber down into your gut to get your gut lining ready. Okay, and then follow it up with proteins and fats. But really we wanna leave the carbs until the end. Okay, so how you break your fast is really important. Now, the reason why this is called Botox for your body is a term called autophagy. You guys have heard about this? Autophagy, oh, we got it. Yes, thank you. All right, so let's talk about it. How do we biohack our gut health? Okay, back to why our gut health is so important. So our gut is the home of trillions of microbes, right? Our microbiome literally dictates our mood, our digestion, our hormones, how we feel. This is everything here. 95% of serotonin and 50% of dopamine is produced here. So if we're feeling anxious, if we are run down, if we're sick, we gotta really be focusing on our gut. This was the whole fist thing that we did. Okay, leaky gut, this is the leaky gut, right? Tight junctions, this is super healthy. Nothing's getting through, and then all of a sudden, rounds of antibiotics, processed foods, sugars, leaking straight through, causing inflammation to your cells. All right, so with my one-on-one clients, this is the first thing that I talk about. I don't care if they want to lose weight. We focus on gut health first, because the weight loss will come once you clean up your gut. So why was obesity uncommon in the 1970s? I'm like, my mother and grandmother didn't have PCOS, hyperthyroidism, Hashimoto's. What's happening to our generation? Why are we all of a sudden here? Okay, so this was me, Sweet Tooth Joy, now biohacker. I was an athlete. I deadlifted a lot of weight, did a whole bunch of things, and realized that I could have food freedom. Guys, if you are controlled by what we eat, this is the bigger red flag for me. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm a very passionate, holistic health coach. All right, so why are so many people suffering with symptoms? Number one thing, toxins. Okay, research has been proven now that we consume a credit card's worth of plastics weekly by just the foods that we're eating from. I never touch a receipt. When they try to go give it to me, I just leave it there. Don't even touch it. The BPA is straight into your skin. If your skin is your largest organ, you are absorbing literally everything that you touch, right? So it all accumulates, right? A couple times here and there, no big deal. But if we do this again and again, it's our liver's job to detoxify. And if your liver is overworked, again, we just have an accumulation of issues. This was, I grew up with this. Annie's Organic, they found tons of microplastics in their organic raviolis. So I love helping clients find clean swaps. This is my favorite thing to do. Okay, let's take out something that's toxic in your household and swap it with something that's clean. Yeah? So Bath and Body Works candles, loved them. Had a whole house of them when I was little. But when you light that wick, within 20 minutes, all the chemicals and the fragrances are then in the air, and now your body has to digest it, right? So swap over to either clean, toxin-free candles, or I'm a big believer in essential oils, so I love that. Also, all of your kitchen products, okay? I found these 2 companies here in Dubai. One's the Botanist and one's the Tallow Bias. Clean products. Check them out. Both of these companies, fabulous. All right, number 2, seed oils. I love talking about seed oils. All right, so the biggest problem with seed oils is that they're super inflammatory. And it is literally in everything that we're eating. Everything. Cause bloating, right? When we go to a restaurant, we're ordering the salmon and, a healthy food. But if they cook it in a seed oil, it's gonna trigger inflammation straight to your cells. Okay? So please, do not eat anything that's on this list. I hope that most of you guys don't have cooking with this, right? But when we go to restaurants, it can also be a problem. So this was just a funny post. It's I walked down the grocery store you know, it's all the chips and stuff, but really the hidden ingredient here is your seed oil. So swap with all of these. I love olive oil. Different ones are good for different cooking temperatures. Okay, but these are gonna be all of your clean, good, healthy fats. Start your day off with fat. Really good for you. All right, here's another one. Okay, we're all drinking All Pro. I know you guys all have All Pro here. All Pro and Oatly. First ingredient, water, followed by rapeseed oil. Number one, followed by acidity regulators and fake vitamins. Okay, but then Root Health. You can find Root Health at Spinneys. The only two ingredients here, almonds, water, nothing else. Okay, take 2 extra minutes when you're shopping at the grocery store. Flip that label around to find something that's clean. Your whole family is gonna appreciate you for it. All right, next up, glyphosate. Have you guys heard of this? Raise your hand if you have. Yeah, it's destroying our crops. So glyphosate is the chemical that they spread all over our produce, everything, filtrated in it, okay? When glyphosate hit the market around early 1990s, we see a huge trend in dementia, diabetes, autism, Alzheimer's, leukemia. It's literally hidden everywhere. Now, the UAE did a really good job of banning glyphosate on their locally produced vegetables. However, most of our things are imported. So we're getting loads and loads of traces from it. All right, fourth one, last one, ultra-processed foods. I mean, this is globally, right? Especially my country, the USA. So you go into a shop, they trick you by all of these amazing looking packages and all the fake marketing of like gluten-free and vegan and all this, but then you realize just how toxic everything is. So what happens? You go to the doctor and you have all, like, you're like, doc, I you know, no energy, I'm constipated. They give you a pill. Better in Dubai, I've gotta say. United States is pill popping country right now. So you get a prescription for something, fixes it temporarily, but then you get another side effect. So then you have to go back to the pharmacy. And then all of a sudden they say that the average person in the States is on at least 2 different kinds of pills to help with their health. Because cancer is a business. It's all a business. They're not making money from healthy people. And this is also kind of medical gaslighting, right? Like what Carrie was saying before. You go into the doctors and they're like, well, you know, a pill can fix that. It's just in your head. They're not listening to us. And this is one of the bigger problems. So what do we do? These are some of my awesome clients who've rocked it. I'm gonna speed through. How much time do we have? Okay, good. Okay, so one thing I want you guys to think about, back to the fasting a little bit. Now, gonna give you a quick lesson in macronutrients. Macros, proteins, carbs, fats, okay? Really important that we are using, okay, so protein always stays about the same. I need you guys crushing your protein every day. Fats and carbs give us energy. When one goes low, the other must go high, and vice versa, okay? So I want you, everyone in here, to be a fat burner. How good does that sound? Being a fat burner. All that you wake up and your body is using your fat for energy. And we do that by metabolic switching. We do that by waking up and fasting and then breaking our fast with proteins and fats. The average person, okay, I'm not calling you out directly, but I might be. Okay, you wake up 6:30 in the morning, you have your oat milk latte. And then you grab a granola bar, some granola and yogurt, whatever, and you're out the door. Okay, so you're heading to work. You've just had this big insulin spike. And now you're getting to work and you're already crashing. So you get to the office and you need another cup of coffee. You need an energy drink, and then you grab an apple because it's healthy, right? But it's sugar. And then boom, your blood sugar goes back up again. So what everyone is doing is this blood sugar roller coaster. This is what I used to be, hangry. Because when you crash, it's a bad crash, right? We were all burning through here, okay? Sugar burners. So symptoms of sugar burners. You get hangry, irritable, anxious. You're grazing all day long. Even if it's almonds and carrots, it's still grazing. Crave sleeps. Your sleep isn't great. Can't skip a meal, etc., etc. So when we switch to more protein and fat focused meals, guys, you're gonna be fat burning and your blood sugar level is gonna be cruising. You're gonna feel so good. You're gonna have so much energy. You're not even gonna know what to do. All of these symptoms kind of just dissipate when all of a sudden your energy starts going up just by switching your first meal. Okay? So my recommendation for you guys, no matter how long you're fasting, 8 hours or 12 hours, doesn't matter. Start your first meal of the day with proteins, fats, and fibers. Okay? Then on your second meal, do your carbs there. I love like a chicken teriyaki bowl for my second meal, but my first meal is always gonna be focused on proteins, fats, and fibers. So here are my hacks. We talked about this a little bit. This is a great picture. If you guys wanna take a picture of this, this is from Dr. Mindy Pelz. I'm certified as a female fasting hormone specialist because women have to fast differently than men. And that's a topic for another day. But this is great. So every hour that we're fasting, something amazing is happening inside of us. Botox, right here, it's free. All right, so what can you drink when you're fasting? I love a shot of apple cider vinegar. It's not the best taste, but you drink it because it's good for you. It helps balance your blood sugar. I would take a tablespoon, put it in some warm water, drink that. I love how Carrie also said we're on the same vibe. Lots of hydrogen water, okay? Clean electrolytes. So black coffee, water, soda water, clean electrolytes. And then you could also try a bulletproof coffee. I love mixing a tablespoon of oil, a tablespoon of grass-fed butter or ghee. You need to have one of those little, you know, those blenders, right, to get it all frothy. You can put collagen in there. This is like brain-packed charging coffee first thing in the morning with no food. All right, we talked about this. Eat a savory first meal. Proteins, fats, and fibers. All right. And I talked a little bit about this, but I want you to understand this, the science behind why this is so important. Okay, so eating your foods in the right order is crucial. And I need you guys to start doing this now, like the next meal that you eat, okay? My number one non-negotiable, because I still eat ice cream and brownies and all the sugar, my non-negotiable is that I do not eat anything sweet, no carbs, nothing, until I've had some protein. This will make a huge difference. So, in this picture, this is from the Glucose Goddess. You guys should give her a follow. Okay, eat the mango and the rice first, carbs. Boom, your blood sugar spikes up and then you have a hard crash. If you started with any kind of vegetable first, that blood sugar spike is gonna be way curved, way lower, way flatter, okay? Same thing over here. Eating the carbs, the pasta first, big sugar spike, having some broccoli. So you eat the vegetables, it goes down into your digestive, and it slows this system called this gastric emptying system, okay? Then you have like a couple bites of your proteins and your fats. And then by the time you get to the carbs, instead of the sugar going straight up into the bloodstream, it's now protected under this layer of fibers and fats. So again, this is so simple. I'm not telling you can't eat your French fries. I want you to eat your French fries. I want you to enjoy all the foods that you love. But if you did it in this order, your whole life will change. Your HbA1c levels, your glucose levels, you'll have more energy. All of this will change just from this one hack. Okay, second up, read the labels that we talked about. Okay, so I actually found Keto Real because I was Googling for keto cool products in Dubai. And I was like, oh man, these chips look great. And they're really clean ingredients. So I used to love Lay's. I'm not eating Lay's anymore. Swapping over here, right? And now they're out here in the booth. So make sure you go give them a try. All right. Again, grew up on Cliff Bars when I was hiking and doing all these things. I found these two are based in Dubai. So you can get clean protein bars. I don't love recommending protein bars because I think you should get real food, but those are great ones, right? Real ingredients that your body can understand. Because if you don't understand the label, neither can your body. But a date, I got it. Got it. Okay, bone broth, like we talked about. I love Soul Soups and the Broth Lab. They're amazing. Fermented foods, super gut nourishing. There's a company here that I work with called Tab Chili. I think I have a discount code for them as well. They're at Spinny's. He also hosts workshops at his office that you can learn how to ferment your own foods. Once you know how to do it, it's super easy. Because again, a lot of this stuff can get expensive. I spend a lot of money on supplements, so I know this can add up. But slowly, adding one thing at a time, swapping out one toxic product for another. Okay, I love my digestive. I swear by my digestive enzymes. I know Carrie talked about it a little bit. So here's what this happened. So I took 2 bowls of oatmeal, cooked them each the same. I left one as a blob, and then the other one, I opened 1 capsule of my Terrazyme, and I started mixing it around. And within 5 minutes, that oatmeal turned into a liquid, meaning you could be eating healthy foods, steaks and chicken, whatever. You could be eating healthy. If your body doesn't break your food down to become bioavailable, you get bloated. It doesn't know where to go. It gets stuck. It gets constipated. So, again, back to our moms and our grandmothers, they didn't have all these issues and all these chemicals in our foods. I truly believe that supplements are an important part of today's world because we're not getting the same thing from our nutrients. So taking a digestive enzyme could be a good game changer for you. Now, one quick thing about probiotics. People think that they can just take a probiotic and then all their gut health issues are solved, right? How many times? I bet a lot of you guys are in here taking probiotics every day. But here's the problem. If you have candida overgrowth, SIBO, leaky gut, any kind of bacterial issues going on in there, and you are just taking a probiotic every day, guess what? You're feeding the bad bacteria. So first, what we need to do is we need to do a cleanse. We need to remove that bad bacteria before we can re-inoculate it with good bacteria. Does that make sense? So if you're a person in here that's been on a probiotic for a long time, my recommendation, let's take a break. Take a break, switch companies, let's do a detox first, remove all those bad bacteria, and then we're almost done. Okay, cool. Okay, sleep. 2 more, a lymphatic drainage massage. Has anybody had one of these? Where they rub your organs and they push out all the extra water. This is one of the best hacks that we can it's self-care. It's oxytocin. Someone is rubbing you, right? But then our lymphatic system, all of these points in our body, right? These are our drainage pathways. This is super, super important because if our drainage pathways get blocked, the toxins have nowhere to go. So getting a lymphatic massage where they literally push, there's a specific way that they do it to push it through your lymph nodes. Really great, okay? Last one, a good old dry brush. Again, simple $2 hack. Grab one of these little bristly brushes here, Google it, and make sure you know how to do it. But you basically are pulling the toxins, again, into your lymph nodes, right? What else we got? Yes, here is a way to connect with me. I'm launching an app in the next couple weeks, so we're gonna get more information on that, how we can do a 10-day detox together or work with me one-on-one. Woo!
Thank you. Step over here. Thank you so much. I definitely know I've got the craziest relationship with food. It's wild. We have time for 2 questions, okay?
Hi, thanks for that. Just wanted to know, what is your take on a gut cleanse or a gut detox?
Oh,
given the fact
came to the right person.
Yeah. No, also because, there's such a differing opinion that your liver, your organs are doing this behind the scenes 24/7. So just wanting to know your take on the same. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, you talk to 10 different nutritionists, we might give you 10 different examples. Okay, so whatever coach you choose on, whether it's for nutrition or training, whatever in life, I feel that you need to resonate with them. You need to trust their process and know that they have your back. Okay, so much of this is also mindset, right? I have a 10-day gut check challenge. This is my 10-day detox program where we go through all of these steps, but we just start with food. Start with food, maybe a few supplements. Then if the symptoms still persist, then you can look at a heavy metal, mold, parasites, worms. There's so many different protocols, but it just depends on the symptoms that you're having and the results that you want to see from it.
Okay, wonderful. We have time for one more question. Yes. All the way at the back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, so you mentioned that if someone's taking probiotics, they should stop, give it a rest, like remove the bad bacteria, like follow that protocol for a bit. Could you like give some tips or guidelines on what that protocol is if you're taking like feeding your bacteria at the moment and like how to remove the bad bacteria essentially?
Sure. One of my favorite things to do is start with 10 days of a binder. Like charcoal, activated charcoal, great binder to kind of pull some toxins out, right? So my protocol is basically I do day 1 of the month, I'll do 10 days of a charcoal or some kind of binder. Then I will start adding in my probiotic rich foods, all my fermented foods, and start building up the bacteria then. And then on the next 10 days, I'll start taking my probiotic. I'm only taking probiotic 10 days of the month. Yep.
Okay, thank you very, very much. If anyone has any more questions, I'm sure they can find you anywhere out
Yes,
there.
and then I have a couple copies of my book if you guys want to come hang out, take a picture, and I will see you out there.
Amazing. And I'm carrying around her
Thank
book, so
you.
please go and wander around, find